Let's begin this bulletin now with our big story of the hour. Twitter India's offices were searched by the Delhi police. The inquiry took place within the offices of the social media giant, that is Twitter. It is believed to be in connection to the toolkit probe and an inquiry over the use of manipulated media tag on the post of the ruling party spokesperson. Looming over them are a new set of social media guidelines, one that cracks down on discriminatory policies, and this offers a glimpse into India's new digital regime. On February 25th, India introduced new guidelines for social media platforms in the country. This includes the removal of objectionable content, a swift 24-hour deadline for removal, the appointment of a grievance officer who must reside within India, and the obligation to reveal the originators of hurtful content. These guidelines come into effect on Wednesday, but the social media platforms are yet to comply to these new rules. Non-compliance comes with serious consequences. Social media giants like Twitter and Facebook could become liable for criminal action and even lose their status as intermediaries. WhatsApp too remains in muddy waters. India has asked WhatsApp to roll back its controversial privacy policy. The company has been given 7 days to respond, failing which legal action will be launched. With the deadline nearing, WhatsApp has replied to the government's letter saying that the app has assured them that the privacy of users remains the highest priority for the platform. This is, of course, a news alert coming in now. Just a short while ago, the Delhi police conducted an investigation at Twitter India's offices, where teams landed at the offices of the popular social media sites at different sites, serving a notice to the social media giant in a row over the ruling party's leader's tweet on an alleged toolkit, which was later marked by Twitter as being manipulated media. The police went to Twitter India's offices and handed a notice in person, and the visit was necessitated as the police wanted to ascertain who is the right person to serve a notice to. Visuals that have emerged show that special cops were at the office of Twitter, and the office was presumably shut as most employees were working from home during the lockdown. However, the notice was handed over to one employee. Once again, the Delhi police teams landed at the offices of Twitter India this evening after serving a notice to the social media giant. This is, of course, a developing story. The Delhi police teams landed at the offices of Twitter India, handing over a notice to the Twitter giant, to the social media giant. All this because there is now a row over the ruling party leader and his tweet, which was later marked as being manipulated media by Twitter. And the police then went to Twitter India's offices across multiple locations to hand a notice in person. Now, for a better understanding of the developments in this story, joining us now is our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, on this broadcast. Siddhant, thanks so much for joining us. Now, what can you tell us about this probe? This is quite a big development, as we know, the Delhi police searching Twitter India's offices over the toolkit probe. Tell us more about this operation.
Well, it is already making international headlines. So what happened in the evening? We know that Delhi police personnel were present at Twitter India's headquarters here in the NCR region. And later on, there was a press statement saying that this was a routine line meeting, a process in which Delhi police personnel had gone to the headquarters to serve notice in the backdrop of the toolkit controversy, where we have seen that how a member of the ruling party, the BJP party, has been labelled, his tweet has been labelled as manipulated media. And this had, of course, raised concerns in a sense that the Indian government had sent a notice to Twitter that why they have done so. The notice have been served to Twitter, and there hasn't been any response so far. We know that Twitter is also silent on the controversy that has broken over the evening of the presence of the Delhi police personnel. But we do expect more developments to happen, perhaps tomorrow, with more reactions coming in. We know that this development has come at a time when Indian External Affairs Minister is in US, and that, of course, can be not a very happy moment given the fact that it's already picked up by the international media.
Right. Now, Siddhant, even WhatsApp seems to be in muddy waters of late. Can we expect a statement from the two tech giants in question, one being Twitter and the other, of course, being Facebook, which owns WhatsApp, at a time when there is global scrutiny on these tech giants because of their controversial privacy laws?
Well, as of now, there hasn't been any statement. It's up to those social medias whether to come up with a statement or not. But one thing is for sure that in few days' time, that's approximately 2 days' time, that is on 26th of this month, the rules that were notified by the Indian government on in February, the rules which says that there should be a compliance officer, someone who should redress any kind of grievances regarding hate speech on social media, should be implemented by all social media, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook. What sources have told WION today that none of these social media apps except the Indian social media app, that Scoo, has implemented the new compliance regime that came into effect in February. And the 3-month period when they had to implement all these compliances will be lapsing in just 2 days' time. If they do not implement that, they can face criminal action by the Indian government.
Right, Siddhant, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. We'll continue to track this story. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.